Yo, welcome to the Power Plays Palace. Another Power Plays. What a day yesterday, man. What a day yesterday. Hmm. Let's look at it. Oh, look at that chart, man. Yesterday, SPY came in, got up to around 670, came down 664.48, made its way all the way up. By the end of the day, it hit 675. 676.21. And we had 664. So that's a good $12 range yesterday. So if you played the SPY, you should have did okay. If you played discipline, let's see what the chart say. All right. So yesterday we was looking at entries around 669, 625, all the way up to 673, 75 with our range, 670, 672, 673. And as you can see, we definitely hit that. But I want you to look at these puts though. On the put side, I said if we get resistance around 670, 669, 20, we can play that down 668, 667, 665. So let's see. We got resistance early, 670, right here at 935, and then it goes down 664.48 by 950. So in the first 15 minutes of the day opening, you covered all your puts. You hit every spot, every level. All right. Now, going back the other way, at about 10:25, as they start to come up, you can see it start here consolidation right here. 10:25, it breaks through. A little resistance here breaks through. Now, I told y'all that these blue and these purple lines are previous days highs and lows and pre-market highs and lows. The blue lines represent pre-market highs and lows from previous days, and the purple lines represent previous days highs and lows. So the thing is you can see these lines are still being respected as SPY moves. That's why I don't take them off the chart. They key areas. And as you can see, just playing these lines, you can start to see areas where you can get support and resistance. Now, I ain't calling myself no guru because that's not what I do. But trying to be consistent with how I'm playing my charts, now that's something else totally different. So if you played my chart yesterday, you hit every side. You hit every level on both sides. And you could have got in, you could have waited when it started to come back up. If you got in my chart yesterday, like I said, you could have hit every side. If you could have waited when it came down to 664.48, which is the first half of my chart, for the put side, you hit every level within the first 15 minutes of the market open. After that, you run up the rest of the day, you playing out. Now, if you playing strictly off my levels, by 12 o'clock, you were done. By 12 o'clock, you were done trading. Because that's what point. So from 9:30 to 12 o'clock, so 3 hours pretty much, 2.5 hours, SPY covered everything that I projected on my chart. And, I ain't calling myself, again, no guru, but it covered everything I had on my charts within that time frame. So pre-market highs and lows is one of the most consistent ways to set levels and to play it back, but there it is. Y'all saw it. And if you've been playing the charts, then you know that it's been pretty consistent like that. So let's look at what we got going on today. All right. Let's see. First thing, SPY had a little gap up this morning. So we traded between 675.88, 677.59. That's the pre-market. Buyers, they took back control. Remember I told you yesterday that if SPY held those areas up high, it could be headed back toward the 680 range. Look at it. That's what we closing in on it right now. So we got a high of 676.21 overnight. They kept the momentum, and that's where that little gap up this morning. But we want to make sure that we be careful up here in these areas because we're seeing resistance up there too. So, our main zone today I'm be looking at is the 675, 80, 677, 60 area. So that's the area with my pre-market highs and lows, and we're gonna try to be consistent enough. So that's what we try to monitor that area because, like I said, those are key areas for a reason. All right, so if SPY can break and hold above 677.59, I'm gonna look for a long entry between 677.65 and 678, and put my stop loss at 677.10. The target 679.20, 680.75, and 682.10. And what you're gonna be looking for, as I say, is a clean, a lot of volume hold above the SPY area. And once it holds above that area, then you should be able to be comfortable getting in. And like I said, that's based on your chart, but that's my chart. That's what I'm looking at. And for my bears, if SPY pushes it to the 677.40, 677.60 and fails, I'm watching for a rejection short. Stop above 678 with my target 676.50, 676, 675.20. And this is on the failed breakout. That's if it doesn't break out and hold that momentum. And you want to make sure you look at that pre-market gaps, ups and downs, because if it goes above the pre-market high and goes below the pre-market low, a lot of times where it goes is back to the previous day. If it's a pre-market high break, it'll go back to the previous day high. If it's above, it's not, then it'll start searching, like going up till it meet some resistance. And once it meet that resistance, you'll see a rejection. So right now, my plan today gonna be focused around that area, and I'm looking for some strong closes on the 5-minute chart. That's what I trade. If you trade the 15 out of 1 hour, you look for some strong closes on them candles outside of, in the direction you plan on going, and look for that volume and momentum. And that's your SPY trade plan for the day. We're going to be bullish above 677.59. We're going to be cautious. And we're going to be bearish if SPY loses that momentum and fall below that 675.88 area. But, be patient and let the trade, kind of come to you. Do not be biased in the chart because, as you can see, it can start out going one way and change up on you and make that power move all the way back the other way. That don't mean you can't make money on the pullback, but that, you want to be careful. So this is not financial advice. This is just some ideas for me as a trader. But as you can see right now, that area right here, where SPY is playing at, this is the pre-market high, pre-market low. There's the gap up from last night. It filled that gap already now. The last time that happened, and SPY filled that gap pre-market and came up. If it rejects up here, I'm telling you right now, that's what I'm gonna be looking at if it rejects up there. That's in that area. You see that though? If it rejects up there, that's what I'm looking at. Right here in this bullish area. And you're looking at that because the last time that happened, let me go back to the last day that this happened. Well, we got a gap up and it filled in the pre-market before. Where was the last? It was right here. Here it is right here. What day is that? That was between last Monday and last Friday. All right. We got this gap up. And it filled the gap pre-market. Now, this time it broke down way below, but as you can see, it did that, came back up, and then it broke down. If you look at it today, let me move that back. Don't move my lines. So back. But then today, we playing it. We get a strong rejection up here. And look at these areas where we could be going back into. So you can see all this room we got because we came out of here yesterday and we ran up, so you can see all this room that it could possibly retrace to, but you also should have some key areas if you're following along that you can play it off of. So that's what we're gonna work on today.